You are now tuned into Two Drunk Sistas podcast, unscripted and uncensored. Grab yourselves a drink and enjoy.
Hey guys, so this is part two to from.
Yep.
It's so weird. Part two for from.
Thanks
Thanks for tuning in for part two for from. The last 5 episodes of From.
So guys, the family.
The family.
We told y'all about the family and how the family was running around up and down, whoop de whoop. They realized they couldn't get out. Y'all already know that part. Y'all know they made it to the colony house. Y'all know that the little boy was talking to Victor.
Right. This is a recap, y'all. This is a recap. First 5.
So now the family dispersed. They were able to find a house in town. The daughter decided that she wanted to stay at the colony house because maybe she wanted a threesome. Who knows? And so... Sorry. Yeah, so the daughter stays at the family, the colony house with, her new friends. And the mom, the husband, and the son move into town, into the old house. If you guys remember from the first episode where the daughter and her mother lost their lives to these creatures.
Right.
So now the husband, we find out he's a what?
He's an engineer for roller coasters.
Right. And so y'all remember...
And this is the family who was driving around town in the RV and
yes,
they crashed.
And crashed into the car of the that belonged to the 2 guys. Y'all remember the friend is dead, and the other guy that was in the back seat that was drunk, he's a software developer. So we find out that, he's a software developer, and he's asking these questions. He thinks it's all a fucking game. Right. He's like, his friend set him up, da-da-da. This is great. So while everybody's trying to talk, he's just making, just causing a scene
right.
and saying crazy shit. That's just, somebody please shut him the hell up. Because to him, he's like, this can't be, why are you telling me I can't get out this town? Like, this is insane.
Right.
And so, like we were saying, the engineer and the software developer come together.
So the engineer, his name is Jim, and the software developer guy, his name is David. So... I'm sorry, not David. Jade. Yeah, so Jim and Jade, they come together, realizing, before they decided to come together, Jade went to the bar in town. No, is the bar in town?
It's in town,
So he went to the bar in town, and he was like, man, how the fuck are you guys just like not wanting to get out and stuff like that? He's like, that's the difference between me and you guys. I'm smarter. You guys
just a jerk.
Yeah, he was an asshole. He's like, you guys just want to what's the word?
You're accepting it.
Yeah, you're accepting that you guys are stuck. But see, the difference between me and you is that I ask questions and stuff like that. And the bartender looking like,
here's another one. Basically.
So, anyways, while Jade was at the restaurant. While Jade was at the bar, he noticed that a radio did a static sound. So that's when Jade was like, "Oh, bitch, we got a radio signal. Right. So I'm gonna see what we can do with it." And he asked the bartender, like, "Hey, can I take it?" He's like, "Sure." It's like, ain't nobody gonna hear you. And so Jade took it, and then I think he realized that Jim was an engineer.
He's an engineer, yeah.
So he bust in the house of Jim and telling him like, "Hey, I think we could get a signal out." And he was like, "How the fuck?" And so they made up this plan to see if they were to go to the highest point of their location to see if they could get a signal.
Now, but before we dive in, before we go past that, y'all remember the fucking girl who killed the guy in episode 4?
I don't know which episode it was.
Right, remember the girl? She killed the guy in the hospital. That crazy Sarah. Okay, we see Sarah at the diner because she works at the diner.
Yes.
And on her arm, she got this message that was saying "kill the boy."
Yes.
And so Sarah is like hysterical because why we know which boy she's talking about.
Right. And we also know that she was the one who opened up the doors of the hospital to get one of the townspeople dad killed and the nurse killed. So she's already in cahoots with these creatures, and we don't even know why. So she got another another message.
Yeah.
She got another message from these goddamn people. This time it says kill the boy. So we was like, okay, the only boy we talking about is the new people.
Yeah.
That came in with their son. So obviously there is a connection between the son and why they want to get rid of him.
Right. And so of course Sarah is she's gonna listen because Sarah wants to go home.
Right. She's tired of being in
She's
town.
tired of being
She's low-key tired.
Right. So, Sarah, just mosey on down to the people's house and, basically, so before she does that, she has like a
seizure.
A seizure.
Yes. Which scared the little boy. What's his name? The little boy.
Ethan. Mm-hmm.
She had a seizure and it scared Ethan. So everybody was caring for that crazy bitch. Her name is Sarah.
Yeah.
Everybody was caring for Sarah, and Ethan really liked Sarah because when they came into town, Sarah was really nice, and Ethan liked her. So when Ethan saw that she had her seizure and stuff like that, he felt really, sorry. And so Sarah, after she recovered in the infirmary area that they call the ER hospital.
Right. When she recovered, they let her go. Yeah. And her brother now, because I believe she told the brother had already what these creatures wanted her to do. So the brother was kind of already like, where the fuck she at? You know what I'm saying? I need to find her.
That's right. The brother was trying to keep tabs on her because he know he gonna mutli.
That's why. The brother's worried. So basically, the sheriff Boyd doesn't let the brother come into the infirmary. He's like, come back later.
Right, because Sarah didn't want to see him.
Right. So Sarah ends up, she gets out of the infirmary. She feels better, whatever. She goes to, now she's on a hunt for this little boy, okay? Right. So she goes to the family and she's like, hey, Ethan,
Right, so she's being all nice and trying to mosey her way in and try to get Ethan to herself.
And we know what she's trying to do.
Right.
Now, mind you, before she leaves the infirmary, she's talking to the EMT that's there. That's the doctor. What's her name? I don't remember her name. But the EMT lady that's there, that's helping people, like the EMT, she's basically the only ER person that's there.
Yes.
So Sarah takes a scalpel from the infirmary.
Is her name Julie?
I don't remember. No. I don't remember her name. Okay. But Sarah takes a scalpel from the infirmary. So we all know. She puts it in her dirty little pocket. And we all know. we know. She really gonna do this? Like, for real.
I was like, yo, if she kills this little boy, this show ain't ish.
This show ain't ish. And so she, like we said, she goes to the house. She kiki kaka with the parents.
Yeah.
And she brings Ethan. And so she tells the mom, hey, there's this.
They have a farm.
Mm-hmm, yes. With animals. And I want to take Ethan. So the mom is like, okay. And then I'll go. I'll go with you.
And she's like, oh, no, we're not.
They're not doing it. She's like, I don't want to intrude. You guys are busy. Busy doing what?
Okay,
you're watching the paint dry. Ain't shit to do. Ain't no goddamn TV. I mean,
nothing. So of course the mama was like, you ain't gonna have my child because everybody's been taking my child.
Yes.
Victor done took her child to the goddamn forest.
Yes.
And now this shit. Now I'm coming.
I was like, yes, go
mama.
with her mama. So they go and they, she's playing there. Ethan is playing, with the animals that's there. Mm-hmm. And then Sarah tells the mom, there's a special hiding spot that you could use so that the creatures.
So that you could have, an option if you're out in the dark and you know where to hide.
Yeah. And so she's like, oh, really? She's like, yeah, it's right over there. And so, I'll show you. Okay. So Ethan, we'll be back. So Sarah leaves Ethan in like the what is it called?
It's like a pen. It's
yeah,
like an
animal pen.
Yeah.
She locks it, takes the mom in like this barn looking thing, locks the fucking door, just locks the mom in this barn, okay, behind another door.
Yes.
And so I'm like, this bitch. She walks back out to the animal playpen, and her hands in her pocket, and she's like, "Come here, Ethan. Let me show you something."
Oh my gosh, girl.
And right when she says to Ethan, I'm sorry, but this is for the greater good, or something to that effect, her brother
was like, where's my mommy?
Yes. And then her brother comes in the nick of time, y'all. Oh my God.
Literally.
Because she was about to slice and dice.
Yes.
Ethan.
Yes. And then after the brother comes and was telling her, like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
And this is, this is wrong and stuff like that. And she's like, I'm only doing it to save us.
Right.
And so they I was gonna say, then he begat. got.
Oh Lord.
Woo! So the brother, her Sarah and the brother was tussling, and the brother was like told Ethan to run. And so while they were tussling, Sarah mistakenly sliced her brother's throat.
Yes.
And the brother ended up dying. So Ethan went running.
Yes, Ethan ran and ended up finding his sister along the way.
Right.
Who gets alerted? I don't know. Oh, so before all that, the pastor finds out that Sarah took Ethan and the mom to the playpen. So the pastor, because the brother told the pastor in confidence
what Sarah
did. And so him being, he's going to be like, well, where the fuck is she? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So he gets told what's happening, and he's on his way to where Sarah and Ethan were. And that is where he sees Sarah
holding the brother.
Mm-hmm. And he gives her this look.
Like, you a murderous bitch.
Woo! Yeah, y'all. So that is that part.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
She saw the pastor, and she was like, oh my God, and oh my God. And then she ran away. Then the pastor went behind her to go get her.
Yes.
And then that's when we see who else came? Did Boyd come? Because
Boyd came. Yeah, Boyd came, and the husband ended up coming too.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And heard the wife screaming in the barn.
Right, in the barn. And so he went into the barn and released the wife. Released the wife. Oh, but see, how did Jim know? Mm-hmm. How did Jim know that the wife was in duress?
The pastor came. I think the pastor came to the house.
To Jim's house?
To Jim's house looking for
Sarah. Okay, so he was already on the way.
Yes.
Okay, and then that's when Jim heard the wife.
Or did Ethan? I don't remember if because I know Ethan had saw the sister, ran to the sister, ended up running to Colony.
Oh, yeah,
and I think that's what the
because the sister went to the house and said the mom is
yes.
Yeah, got it.
That is how.
Got it.
Okay.
And then when Jim got the wife, and the wife was like, "Where's Ethan? Where's Ethan?" And then Ethan was with the sister, and they all came and they asked Boyd, "What the fuck is going on? And where's the bitch?" Yeah. The pastor came back like, "Look, she ran to the woods. I don't know where the fuck she at.
Right?
Like, I don't know." And then Jim was like, "Well, you got to do something." He was like, "Listen." Boyd said, "We'll handle it." He said, "Well, what if she doesn't come back on time before it's dark?" And then it's handled. Okay, Olivia Pope. Okay, Olivia Pope.
I like that line. We'll handle it. What if she doesn't come back?
Then it's handled.
Then that means they got her.
They ate them.
They got her.
Anywho, Tahoe. So now that all this is going on in the town, obviously there's a division now because there's a safety concern going on.
Yeah.
So Boyd is like, you know what? I gotta find a way to get to get these people out of here. So it had a couple of flashbacks, finally telling Boyd's story.
Yes.
But before we go into that, Boyd wanted to set off to the woods to find out what's beyond the woods. Because if it wasn't for Boyd, we wouldn't find these talismans.
Yes.
Okay? And so Boyd is telling his deputy, like, hey, listen, I'm going to have to... there's the only way for us to find help is for me to go back in the woods and see what else is out there. And the deputy is like, listen, man, I don't want you to go. We need somebody here to help to hold us together because
everybody's falling apart because things are going on. Things are happening,
and they don't feel safe.
Right.
And Boyd's like, listen here, boy.
Yo, you could tell Boyd was a hard ass being, we find that he's ex-military.
Ex-military.
Shit.
Yeah. He was like, listen, man, look, if something happened to me, it's going to depend on you. So you got to grow them balls. Them balls you got in your pants, they got to swell up and get these people together. So, of course he didn't like to hear that. And I think it was like that ER chick, the girl, she realized, she was telling Boyd, she was like, listen, he lost his father and he kind of sees you as a father figure. So because you're leaving,
Yeah.
he feels the same abandonment. Like
Right.
you're just leaving,
Right.
and he doesn't need a boss. He needs a dad.
Right.
So him, because Boyd has a son too, and the son is living in that colony house.
Right. And
So-
the son is not really talking to the dad like that. So
Right.
there's
And
some
there's a
friction
reason.
there. And we find out
We
why.
find out the reason why
Yeah.
there's friction between Boyd's son.
Yes.
And why he's at the colony house.
Yes.
And so
Boyd takes the advice of the EMT chick
Yeah.
and tries to bond, like play ball, or
like a
catch.
father.
Yeah, so it's just it was just odd.
It was weird.
It was weird, but we find out that I think it was what. So we did say that Jade and Jim come together,
Right.
And they did go to the tree,
They went to the highest
highest point, and
Yeah.
they get to hear, because I don't remember if they heard like a static.
So they were they were able to get to the highest point because Jade is afraid of heights. And so that's the real reason why he went to Jim, since Jim is an engineer of roller coasters. He's okay with heights.
Right.
So Jim was like, "Bitch, nigga, you got me out here because you afraid of heights?" He like, you know.
Right. And so while they're testing their stuff,
They did get a not a signal, but a static.
a static.
But Jim was like, you know what? That's a start, because if you get static, then we could get our message out. We just need to be at a high point.
But check this out. While that's going on, Jade sees he has a vision of, it was like
These
military,
colonial,
yeah.
like dead colonials. I don't know, like
But
patriots.
Did they shoot? They shot at Jade.
They were shooting at
Oh
him.
my
like
God.
like a zombie was going after him, and he was running, and then he saw these people hanging from the tree.
From the tree. The shit was weird.
It was weird. It was giving me
Lost vibes.
Lost vibes.
It was
okay?
weird. So okay,
There's
you
no
have
explanation to none of this.
none
shit
of this.
that's going
The
on.
girl with the fucking thing on her arm, who's hearing the creatures. Jade is seeing these visions. I
Right.
mean, the shit is weird.
It's weird. Anyways, while everybody is trying to, live their lives there, the pastor ends up, having all the. Okay, so this is the crazy thing right here, right? We thinking like the girl is gone, right?
Like she dead.
Like she dead. So the pastor goes into this. He's in his church stable or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's closing up his book. Next thing you know, he takes his a plate and stuff, and he goes into like a dungeon-esque area.
Right.
And then we see the girl.
She's tied up. We see Sarah crazy ass tied up in the chair.
I said, "Oh, all this time, the whole
The whole time he had Sarah in the dungeon. He's trying to find out from Sarah, how the fuck are you hearing these? He didn't say how the fuck, but how are you hearing these creatures?
Right.
You have to be the piece that we need, or like the connection that we need to get the hell out of here.
Right, and the reason why the pastor took her is because of she killed the brother,
Yes.
and she tried to kill Ethan.
Yes.
So people was out for blood.
Yeah, she's a danger.
She is
A danger to the town.
Yes, but the pastor was like you said, she could be useful.
Yes.
So she's not gonna be useful if y'all try to kill her.
Right.
So that's the reason why he held her, because he want answers.
Yes.
You can't have it. I'm kidding. I need answers.
Okay, you want answers?
So he pulls up a chair and is like, you're gonna tell me everything. Tell me the whole story, and don't leave out nothing. So then it goes back to her.
She tells him something.
Yes.
That she couldn't have known.
Right.
At all.
No, because he was asking her, how are you, how are they like communicating
Yeah.
with you? And then I think she had like a seizure thing.
I think she might have had another
She had
seizure.
like another seizure or something.
And she told him, they saw what you buried or some shit.
Yes, they saw what you buried, and they and she was scribbling.
Yes.
She was scribbling
She
something.
drew.
She drew something, and she gave it to the pastor, and the pastor was like, "Oh shit! Like how would
How'd
she
you know
know? Because
that?
she wasn't here when I
Yes,
came and stuff like
yes.
that." So all these stories are unfolding. So now I feel like the last 10 episodes, they're doing the backstories of everybody, like how they, how the pastor got there, how did Boyd get there. So all these backstories are happening throughout the whole show. But then I really want to point out the massacre.
Y'all.
Okay, I really want to point out the massacre. So after the pastor realizing, like, oh, okay, there must be some psychic connection, something is happening in the hot sauce.
Yeah.
So he left, and he was like, you know what? He probably was like, I can't keep this secret no more. Or he saw Boyd packing up, because Boyd was like, he was about to set off to the woods.
Yeah.
So he stopped Boyd. And it was like already dark, and Boyd was like, "Listen, it's dark already. You know, we must well have a slumber party."
Right.
So the pastor, and already we already know that there's like this tension between the pastor and Boyd. I have no fucking clue why, but there is.
Right.
But he ended up telling Boyd everything.
Yeah, he tells Boyd that I have Sarah, I have Patrick.
Patrick on the line.
He's gonna tell her that the pastor that he has Sarah. I mean, he's gonna tell the boy that he has Sarah, and the pastor's like, "What do you mean? What the hell?" You know. So they kind of get not in a heated debate.
It was heated, yeah.
Yeah, and so he's like trying to explain to Boyd, like, "Look, something is up. Like, I need you to listen.
Right.
Something is happening.
Right. In the hot sauce.
In the hot sauce with Sarah and these creatures.
Yes.
And so we pan from them to
and then that's when we get to find out the pastor's story.
Yes.
And why he came
and
there.
where did he get what he had so-called buried. What Sarah said that, they saw what you buried, or they know what you buried.
Right.
We find out his backstory, which,
long story short,
yeah.
He beat up a person who killed a child.
Yes.
And he beat them up, and he became bloody, and he didn't want to live no more. And he had said, "Oh God, I don't want to live no more. I hate this. I hate this planet Earth. I can't believe this kid is dead. Oh my God, should have did more. Oh my God, should have did more." And then he went onto the bridge, and then he said he heard the Lord.
He heard the Lord.
He heard the Lord said, "You got more things to do." And he said, "Oh, I think you right.
Yes.
I need to get back in my car." And then that's when he ended up in the town.
In the town. Yes.
Now, that is the pastor story.
That's the pastor story, y'all.
That's the pastor story. Well, now we're gonna go to the massacre scene. Okay, the massacre scene is the scene that made my skin crawl.
Y'all, let me tell you, you have a group of people who understand that at night the freaks come out.
The freaks go.
Like, I don't understand. We don't own the rights to that song, but you have a group of people that understand how important it is to keep the windows covered, locked, what have you.
Right. And
it takes one man.
That's all.
Flesh. The power of the flesh.
The dick. Okay, ain't no power to flesh. The dick.
Listen, one guy and his
dick
horniness.
His loneliness. He was
his
lonely,
loneliness.
guys.
Yeah, his loneliness got the best of him.
Right.
He befriended one of the creatures, and he was leaving her flowers and shit on the porch or whatever. And he befriended one of them. Came infatuated, whatever, lust, like, they whatever.
Well, she had her agenda already.
She already had her agenda.
But he fell in love with her.
He did.
And she was like, "You know what? I've been coming here, and you
get mad.
You ain't give me no dick.
You ain't give me food. I done come every day. You no plate of food, no nothing.
I've been loyal to you.
All you had was noodles."
She's like, "Bitch, I've been loyal to you. I cook naked for you with heels." She ain't doing that, but she was confessing her, her dislike that he didn't invite her inside. And he was
that's all she wanted to do was come inside.
That's what they all want to do. That's what she said. Come inside.
Dumb.
So he was like, "Well, you know the rules. I really can't." And she was like, "Oh,
it's just me."
She's like, it'll be just me.
And
as
you.
Soon as I come in, I'm gonna close the door. Stuff like that.
Right.
So she was laying it thick like shea butter.
She was laying it thick.
Shea butter.
Of course, he, what's that word I'm looking for? He, gave in.
He gave in, yeah.
He gave in, let her in, and then closed the window behind her. And she was like, "See?"
She was kissing him and still. I was like, "Oh my God, she really had some feelings for him." No,
she started eating his lips.
Baby, when I tell you this scene right here,
You stupid.
Was the scene that was, I feel like this is the best hair moving.
Really?
Yeah, out of everything that we saw, that scene, that massacre scene is the best scene.
Because I was like, do you know how many people up in that fucking house?
Listen, the house,
that's a full house.
Yes.
And we ain't talking about DJ Tanner.
Listen, the creature came inside the house, killed Buddy, right?
Yes.
After she done had her meal, baby she looked at herself in the mirror, be like, oh, she saw she had blood on her face and all that shit. She turned around and she opened up the window to let them bitches in.
And
Lord.
you see them coming from the woods area, and they
wait.
walking very leisurely.
Have you noticed that these creatures don't
They don't run. They're Jason. They're Jason.
And Michael Myers.
And Michael Myers. We not running after y'all, but we gonna catch up with y'all. It's weird. It's weird. It's a feast.
Oh my God! Them
It
creatures
is
came
a
in.
feast.
They're like everybody's just having a good time, and
Yes.
they're on the stairs,
Yes.
and then next thing you know, this guy, the drip to the drippity drip on his hand. There was blood dripping on his hand. And he had looked up, and the image of this creature looking down with his teeth.
Yeah, that
He
kind of
catch his
weird.
bullet with his teeth. Nigga, please.
That guy, because guys, remember, they're in human form. They look human. They just look pale and dead.
Right. They look like vampires.
They like vampires.
Yeah.
So that scene freaks D out. Like
that scene was so freaky. I was like, oh shit, because like the people are prey.
Yes,
They're prey.
Yo.
And so like that monster was looking like, yes,
food.
feast for the feast.
Food.
Oh my God, everybody was running. No, before everybody was starting to run, it was what the girl name who?
Oh, the girl with the long who likes to steal people's clothes. I can't think of her name.
She heard somebody was laughing.
No, I thought
And she went into the room, and then they closed the door,
and that was it.
They
ate her.
Ooh.
They ate her.
So needless to say, that whole scene, everybody was getting ate.
Yes.
Now, Julie, is her name Julie?
Who?
Yeah, Julie, the daughter.
The daughter.
Julie went to go see Victor because Julie had made a pass on
I
her name was not Farrah. Fatima.
Fatima. That's how they would say it. Fatima.
So Julie made a pass at Fatima because Fatima was kissing another girl. And she was like, "Oh, she go that way? Oh, can I kiss you too?" And
Right.
Fatima was like, "It ain't that type of party." and then Julie was like, "Oh shit, my bad."
Julie, I don't understand. Okay, exit stage left. Oopsie.
Listen, Julie ran. She ran
for her life.
She ran to Victor.
She was embarrassed.
She was lucky because the time that she ran to Victor was when the massacre broke out.
Yes.
So she went with Victor, and Victor heard everybody screaming, and Victor was like, "Oh, it started." Because before then, Victor was digging up graves.
Yes.
And people was like saying,
getting prepared.
Right.
Oh Lord.
He was like, people would say, "Yo, why are you digging up graves and stuff?" Like, you creeping everybody out. He's like, "I'm getting prepared."
Yeah, because when you see, and then he makes a comment. Whenever you see the boy in white, you know that something bad is gonna happen.
Right, because he said he hadn't seen the boy in white for a long time.
Since the first time he was a child.
Right, since he was a child.
Y'all.
So Victor was like saying, "Bitch, we need to get the fuck out of here. So grab your stuff." And she's too busy asking questions. What's going on? Why?
What are we doing? What do you mean? Where am I going? Go, girl.
Why?
Like, girl.
Why?
Get this rope and get out the window.
Okay, so they finally get out the window, so they see everybody running. And everybody's getting ate up, Chad. Everybody's getting
ate up. And Donna, Mother Hen, is like, get in the van, get your asses in the van, let's go.
Right. So they do have a contingency plan, but everybody ain't make it now.
Everybody ain't make it. And we see, what's his name, bitch ass? Boyd's son. And, Fatima had to go find him because, that's her boo.
Right.
So they get kind of left behind. But Fatima ends up he jumps out of the window. And Fatima finds him on the ground because he's hurt. Right. They run back in the house. And Fatima closes, I guess, like the parlor. It's like a parlor room.
It's like a
where
den?
she,
foyer.
Yeah, foyer. Sorry. Inside joke. But Fatima closes the door and she touches the talisman.
Yeah, she puts up the talisman.
And then they can't get in. So they stay there until it's the next morning, y'all. Oh my God. But Donna gets the people to the sheriff's station and shit is going down.
Right, because Boyd and the pastor came out like, what the fuck's going on? They're like, Colony House has been
raided or whatever.
Got the monsters.
Yeah.
They're like, all right, everybody come inside.
Mind you, the monsters are walking. They're walking. They're not running. Like, they walk into the station.
Right. Boyd was like, where the hell's my son? He's like, listen,
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I just got whoever I got.
Right. I have no idea. And I guess the pastor heard, what did he hear?
The pastor heard something like a whisper. Oh, but I think he heard the little boy's voice.
Oh.
Because I heard like a little boy's voice. And it could have been that boy that died.
Yeah.
He thought, so the pastor turned around and that creature,
slice and dice.
Slice.
And so that's
the end of the pastor's life.
That's the end of the pastor's life.
The pastor went inside, everybody tried to save him, and he was like saying, "Pray with me, brother," to Boyd, and the pastor died in his arms. That scene was just ooh.
Yeah, it hurted. It hurted.
Baby, at this point of time, I was like, "What the fuck is going on here?"
I'm like, "What's happening?"
Oh my god, I'm getting lost vibes.
I'm like, "What's going on?" Okay, got it. Okay, Colony House is no longer safe now. So what's going on? What do these people do next? So obviously, Boyd realizes that he must release his. Okay, I'm serious. I'm sorry. Boyd realizes that he has to. Oh, now he really has to go. And so he decides to take Sarah along for the ride. Now after the night passes or whatever, everybody is kind of like they're in
an uproar because they're like, nowhere is safe. So now they want to try to raid places.
Yeah,
like and raid the diner and shit like that.
And the boy like, what's the boy that said, "No, we gonna handle this. Y'all go back to your homes.
Right.
This is not how we do shit. You see what happened with folks? When shit hit the fan, people just get crazy."
And I low key feel like it's like a science experiment to see how people feel
under pressure.
Yes,
under real fucking pressure where you're dying.
But boy was like, "Listen, man,
go back home.
Go back home. Y'all know y'all acting like y'all ain't got no home training."
Yeah, basically. I'm glad. I like his character because he's very tough. He don't play about that shit, and it's like. And you have to kind of be that way because these people are fucking nuts.
Right.
These people could become worser. Is that a word? These people could become worse than the creatures.
Yes.
So,
eventually over time they are.
Over time. So everybody disperses and, leaves the diner. And so Boyd ends up realizes that he has to take Sarah with him because there's
she could be the key.
Yeah.
Obviously she could communicate with them and she doesn't even know how it happens or why.
Right.
So go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was gonna say meanwhile, while this happening.
So meanwhile, now Jim and Jade, now they had an idea like they're trying to build a tower. Okay, so since the Colony House has been
it's the highest
ransacked and it's the highest on the hill, they thought like maybe we could build a tower big enough so we could send a signal out. So now the next mission for them is to everybody come together, use up the materials because now. In part of the scene, people was getting electricity, but shit ain't being plugged in.
Yeah, there's no wire. So how is this town even being lit?
Right, being lit.
The fuck?
Questions on top of questions. I was like, is Nikola Tesla out there? Because he was the only one that was able to take the energy around to get free energy. So I'm thinking like, okay, Nikola Tesla, there's Nikola Tesla theory.
Yeah.
That why there's free energy. So they find a way to power up the tower because they were thinking like, okay, we got this tower. How the fuck we gonna power it? And we ain't got no electricity. So they found out that they had to plug they had to plug the wires to the outlets, not to the outlets, but to the lamps because the lamps had power,
right?
And they didn't know where it came from. So they Jimmy rigged the whole house. So to power up this tower. So they finally made the tower and all this shit.
And guys, before Dee finishes, meanwhile, while this is going on, the wife of Jim is digging a hole in the basement.
Right.
She's just digging, trying to figure out where the power is coming from, right?
Right, because there's a wire that's going straight through the floor, and she wants to know where is it coming from?
Right.
So she all this time throughout the whole episode, the bitch been digging. I said, you gonna keep digging. You gonna go to Shambhala. Okay, go to Shambhala if you want.
She gonna find Shambhala for real, Lord. She gonna find the 7 rings of hell. You gonna see Dante up in there like, hey, how far did you get?
Thanks for the hot tea.
Okay, god damn.
So the wife is doing that, and during the whole, I guess the last couple of episodes, it's trying to get this tower to work.
Yeah.
And during those times, there's people thinking like you getting all this hope for the people just for them to be disappointed because you don't know if you can get them out. Mm-hmm. But people
what if it doesn't work?
It doesn't matter. The fact that you tried, it shouldn't matter.
Right.
But Donna was saying like, yeah, if it don't work, all these people is going to feel helpless and they're going to want to kill themselves. Like another character did. He hung himself.
Right.
So they finally got the tower built. A huge storm was rolling through.
And guys, while the storm was rolling through, remember Boyd and Sarah are in the woods. They're going deeper and they're having their own knip shit.
Right.
In the woods. They too also see the clouds getting dark.
Right. So Boyd and Sarah have their own journey, and this is where we find out what's Boyd's story, their backstory of the wife and the son. Mm-hmm. And real quick, we find out that Boyd was in the military, and so was his wife, and they end up in the town. The wife went crazy.
She did.
And then the son was telling his dad, like, "Hey, Dad, there's something wrong with Mom, and you don't need to go out to the woods," because Boyd he took the leadership role, and he was
finding. That's how he found their livestock.
That's how he found the animals for them to eat. That's how he found the talisman. Like, he done so much stuff, but he was neglecting his family. Right. And the son was like, "Listen, Mom is not doing well. People are concerned about her. I think you should stay." And then the dad was like, "Yeah, but your mom was called ironclad. Like, nothing can break her. Like, she good. I promise, she good. That's my wife. She good."
No, she wasn't. She wasn't
good. So Boyd went out anyways, and then when he came back, he saw the wife was shooting the townspeople, shooting everybody. And while she was shooting everybody, she was like, "Oh,
it's a simulation.
It's just a dream.
Yeah,
like
it's not real.
This is not real. You all gonna wake up. When I shoot you, you're just gonna wake up. It's just a dream." So Boyd was telling the wife, like, hey, put the gun down. It's okay. And she was, saying like, all this isn't real. All this is impossible. So, let me just kill everybody so everybody could wake up. The son comes out and he was screaming for the mom and to stop. So the mom turned around and she was about to shoot the son. Yes. And this is when Boyd shot his wife.
Oh my God, y'all!
And so now we find the issue why the son doesn't appreciate the dad or have this
he's upset with the dad,
conflict with the dad because of what he did.
Right.
But Fatima, it was a scene that Fatima talked to the son to the son and said, like, "Did you even ever ask how the dad feel? Because it's like you had to shoot the love of your life.
Yeah, you had to shoot your wife. It was either your wife or your son.
Yeah."
That's a heavy burden to carry. And you being a brat, you're angry. One, your mom is dead. Your dad wasn't there. So you're trying to find a blame on everybody, but not you trying to figure why am I'm being an asshole right now to my dad. We both lost someone.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. So, I mean, after all that was done, after his story was done, you could see the son went to go say bye to the dad and apologize for him being mad.
Right.
Before Boyd sets off. So, of course, while Sarah and Boyd was in the tent, we got his backstory. Then we realized their asses was being fucked with by something.
Something was fucking with them. Like the entire tent was moving. Like almost
being dragged.
Being dragged.
Or kicked around or some shit.
Yeah, the shit was crazy.
Then it was this huge ass light. And
almost like a...
It was just a big bright light.
Bright light, yeah.
Okay? It was a huge bright light and their asses were being dragged. Now, meanwhile, while their asses were being dragged back to the colony house, while they was getting the signal, the storm was rolling through,
and Donna was like, "We need to wrap this shit up. It's about to pour."
Right. So Jim was like, we did all this shit. Fuck, let's try anyways. So while they was, Jim was doing his Mayday, this is whatever. Nothing. Mayday. This is such and such, and it's such and such time.
Oh my
anybody
God.
out there? Mayday. He was doing all that shit, and then we got somebody that said hello,
bitch.
Woo!
We was like, yes, okay, what's going on?
And he was like, is this Mr. Such and Such?
Is this Jim Matthews?
Yeah.
He did say his name. Is this Jim Matthews?
Yes.
And Jim is like,
yes. Who is this? Your wife shouldn't be digging.
Mad.
What?
Yo, we were like, these motherfuckers
watching.
They're watching. I said, these people got to be dead. This is ridiculous.
They have either all of them are in like a coma or something. I don't know. But now we found out that the person that Jim reached is somebody who's apparently watching them. So Jim finds out.
He runs to the house.
Now, meanwhile, while Jim was running to the house, there's so many stories that's going on at the same time,
y'all.
So Jim runs. So before he gets to the house, now it's the wife. The wife finally gets to the bottom. She's knocking. The whole ground opened up.
Bitch.
And she winds up underground. Underground. Underground in this place where she sees like, hieroglyphs or like
writings and paintings. But then she sees Victor.
Yes. So now we find out where Victor disappeared to because it's a bunch of shit that we missed. But anyways, Victor was missing for a minute. Okay. Victor went missing. And so when the wife fell through the ground and it almost felt like it was things floating. It looked so weird. It looked like it was like zero gravity.
Yes.
Like it's in space. Yes. It was so weird. Then that's when Victor came and said, look, we have to get out of here. This is the place where they sleep. And she was trying to look like, where the fuck am I?
Right. And Victor said that he told me that I would find you here or some shit like that.
He told me to wait for you here. And here you are. So we have to go.
And her ass is like, what?
All these fucking questions. Jim gets to the house. He realized because by the time she fell through the ground, it was almost like an earthquake, and like the ground collapsed.
Yes.
So I'm thinking that area is closed. It's closed. So he went back to the house, and the fucking area is closed, and he has the shock, the look of like, what the fuck?
Right.
Then it goes back to
Boyd and Sarah. Yeah.
Now, Boyd and Sarah gets dragged, right? And so when they waited till the morning, they step outside. And then they saw, like, they were, like, spider webs. Like,
the webs.
There was, like, spider webs everywhere. And so me and Debbie was like, yo, this is the spider from Harry Potter.
This is the Hagrid. this is Hagrid spider.
This is the Harry Potter spider. The one that says, you guys are my food. And his kids go eat them. So Boyd is looking out. He's like, what the hell is this? Where are we? And so Sarah's like, where the fuck you going? He's like, I don't know where the fuck I'm going.
And Sarah tells him, Sarah has a voice, and Sarah repeats what the voice is telling her. Like, we need to go back. Mm-hmm. And Sarah says something that made him think that it was the wife.
He gave him his nickname.
Yes. And I think she was like, what is that?
Yeah.
And he, nobody. I think he's a hard ass, okay? Yeah. So he basically was like, let's just go. Let's just keep moving. And then I guess they get over, where do they get over? They just keep moving.
Keep moving. And then that's when Boyd was hearing a voice.
Yes.
But then Sarah was like, what is that fucking name? And he's like, that's me. That's my nickname that my wife gave me. Right. And then Sarah was like, maybe your wife is trying to tell you to stop what you're doing so we can go back. Because she said that there's worse things out here than where they were before.
What the fuck is this?
So Boyd was walking and he heard a voice. I'm guessing he heard the wife's voice calling him. And so he was trying to go to that voice. And Sarah was like, wait, you're going too fast. Fast.
What do you hear? I don't hear anything.
Right. And he's like, did you hear that?
No.
And so he's going and you can see him just going through the web.
Yes.
Right. And so he sees his wife cocooned in a spider thing. And what did the wife say?
She
anything?
Screamed.
She screamed and she grabbed him.
Yes.
To pull, and then once he like let loose,
there was spiders crawling all over
his body, and he
bit him, I think, or a couple of bit him.
A couple of spiders bit him, so he walked out and he got bit by a spider. So obviously his spider bite has something to do with his condition because he started to feel like weak and tired. Mm-hmm. And Sarah was like, "Listen, the storm is rolling through. We can't be here."
So, and then they keep walking and walking. Eventually, Boyd tells her, I'm tired. But then they see this lighthouse. Where the fuck did the lighthouse come from?
Baby.
They see the lighthouse. Yeah. And so, Boyd is like, look, you're going to have to go. I can't make it. And she's like, no, I'm not leaving you here. Let's go. Sarah sees the boy in white. The boy in white tells her, hurry. You need to hide or go over there. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Telepathically, obviously, because the boy's mouth is not moving.
Right.
And so Sarah's like, get in. We see a tree or like a stump or whatever with the hole in it.
Yeah.
When the green grass. And it goes all around. So she tells the boy.
So she tells Boyd to go into this motherfucking tree with a hole in it, right? And we all know that this tree transports and teleports you to places that you don't even know where you're going to be at. So Sarah was like, look, I'm right behind you. So he pushes Boyd.
She pushes Boyd
inside, and you can hear Sarah's voice is getting faint.
Right.
And then next thing you know, Boyd is encased like
what the fuck is it? What is that?
Cement, like a cemented tower or something.
I don't know. He had his lighter, and he kind of like is like trying to move around and turn around, and
but he's encased.
He's screaming
in cement.
Yes, it's weird,
like
y'all.
He's like in a tomb, a standing up tomb or something.
It's weird.
Baby, that is how it ended, y'all. Like, what the fuck? So when it ended like that, I look at W, I was like, I'm telling you, it's like Lost.
I'm gonna be upset.
Because that's how Lost started, okay?
Oh my God.
Lost started the same way. Like, these little clues. Like, what do these clues mean? Why are we the only ones here?
My nigga.
And all this shit, it's the same. I'm getting the same feeling. So either they don't know where the fuck they want to go with this shit, or they didn't know it was they're just winging it.
They're just winging it. Oh my God.
But we all know that there is a season 2. They did get renewed.
2023. Yes. So, gosh.
So it's just the ending. It's like so many questions. Like, why is there a lighthouse there? What dragged them out in the tent?
Why is Hagrid's pet there?
Who is talking to Sarah?
Yeah.
Who is the person on the radio that was talking to Jim?
Yes.
Where is Victor and the wife, Jim's wife? Like, what? How did they get there? How did make? How?
Did Victor eat? Did he have peaches where he went?
Did Victor go there when he pushed the daughter into the tree?
Yes.
And Victor ended up somewhere else. Like
what the hell? All these questions, y'all.
Oh my God. All I'm saying is, if by season 2, if y'all don't answer these motherfucking questions, I'm gonna be motherfucking pissed. That's all I'm motherfucking saying. Cause I ain't like the ending of Lost. Cause I felt like y'all gave up at the ending of Lost. I ain't like that. Okay, I ain't like that shit. So let us know what y'all thought
for
the series from. Did you enjoy that series? And if you did, what type of question? What's your theories on the series?
What's your theories on the series?
What's the theory on the series?
What do you guys think? Do you think it's vampires? Do you think they're dead? Do you think it's purgatory? Do you think it's some kind of?
Do you think it's some kind of governmental test?
Did they talk with Doctor Strange and end up being in the multiverse? Like did they see Thanos and Thanos gave him the rings and like what?
Okay. Let us know on our email at 2drunksisters@gmail.com. The number 2 drunk DRUNK sisters @gmail.com. Hit us up on our Instagram at 2drunksisters.
Let us know, y'all.
Okay. I hope you enjoyed this.
Yeah,
series.
we'll be back. Obviously, when season 2 comes back, we will be back to revisit this shit.
We gonna talk about it.
Okay. All right, y'all.
All right, y'all.
Peace.